sorry, I can't read that.
The most successful players in the game didn't just show up great. They put in the work, locked in, kept the main thing the main thing.
You can't have the goal be fame or fortune.
Today, we're letting you hear directly from the best, so you learn how they use their hard-earned skills to take full advantage of their opportunities. We're partnering with Indeed because we share the same beliefs that everyone's skills deserve an audience.
Should I start that again? All right.
I'm LeBron James, and this is the main thing. Tony, I'm getting right to it, man. Listen, when I was a kid growing up, I gave zero about skateboarding. I'm letting you know.
I understand.
But you and that damn Tony Hawk skate game, man, I was playing that game, and I knew for sure I was not going outside and getting on a skateboard. One, I was too tall. I was not getting out there. We have a lot of hills in Ohio. But did you know, man, did you know that your influence plus that game can like influence people that didn't even want to be a part of skateboarding?
That honestly, that was incidental to just getting to do it. I only expected that skaters would appreciate that game because, like you said, no one gives a about skateboarding.
Right.
And so why would they want to play a video game about it? But I had the opportunity. I dove in, tried to make it fun, even for people who don't skate.
Man.
And that was sort of the unexpected outcome, was that it inspired people to start skating.
I was definitely one of those guys. And you started when you were young, right?
I started when I was about 10 years old.
You started when you was 10 years old, you know? And so at 10 years old, like, you know, as you kept climbing, I mean, obviously you became one of the best skaters in the world has ever seen. You know, how did you manage that? How did it start? How did you, who gave you your first skateboard? And then once you got into it, how did you know that was gonna be your love?
My brother gave me my first board.
Yeah.
He was a skater. He was 13 years older than me. He skated by an extension of surfing because he was a surfer. And so he just gave me a hand-me-down board one time and I used it to go to school. I didn't have any great epiphany about it. It was just sort of like, oh, it's cool. It's more fun than riding a bike as far as I'm concerned. And then eventually I went to a skate park and I saw people flying out of pools and it was like, that was my moment. I was like, I want to do that, whatever it takes. But when you say turn pro, I was 14. Skateboarding wasn't big, it wasn't popular.
Right.
So to walk around and say I'm a pro skateboarder, it'd be like, I'm a pro yo-yo handler. You know, it was just like, it wasn't a big deal. So I didn't think of it as a life career decision.
Right.
It was just more like, this is fun. I get to do what I love doing and I get free stuff.
Right.
That was it.
At what moment did you see it start to turn, you know, to where it was like, okay, well, there's no difference between me saying I'm a pro skater to being a pro yo-yo master. But when did you see it turn to people was like, oh.
My later years of high school.
Yeah.
When suddenly it was like, I was already making a living. And everyone's trying to figure out what they're going to do for college. And it was like, oh, I have a job.
Right.
And now I can lean into it and travel most of the year and do exhibitions and competitions. And that's kind of when it all.
And you grew up where?
In San Diego.
In San Diego, okay. There's a lot of skate parks in San Diego?
No.
No.
No. I got lucky that there was one.
Really?
And it was really one of only a handful in the US. You started super young, right?
No, absolutely. I mean, I became a professional at 18, but I started playing the sport around like organized basketball and sport at like age 8, you know, and I knew, you know, probably right away that it's something that I really enjoyed doing.
But did you think even in those early years, as you had some success, you think, oh, this could be my living?
No, I didn't grasp that until high school, like you said. You know, once I got into high school, you know, maybe after my freshman or sophomore year where I was like, oh, wow, I'm actually really, really good at this. And if I just continue to put the time into it, maybe I can make something out of it. You know, even when I was younger, before I even thought it could be something, I had dreams of being in the NBA and playing an all-star game or hitting a buzzer beater shot with the crowd going crazy. But I had those dreams when I were 9, 10 years old, before I even thought it could become something. But once the conversation started to begin, probably when I was around 15, 16 years old, I was like, oh, okay, let's really lock in.
I'm old, right? I'm 57. I'm still skating professionally. And one of the highest compliments I receive is, he's like LeBron level of longevity. And I was like, yes.
You know what's funny? That was about to be my next question to you. I was about to say, like, when you talk about this, like you said, you know, you started when you were young. You know, you said 10 years old. Your brother was 23 years old when he first gave you his hand-me-down board. You know, you're 57 now and you're still doing it. You're still competing. What would you say to longevity?
I started doing it to no accolades or rewards. And I just loved it. I loved trying new stuff. I loved the feeling it gave me. I loved the community of it. And so through the ups and downs of having success and financial and otherwise, that was never the drive. So even to this day, I mean, I was skating yesterday. You know, with no one watching, but it's because I love doing it. And I will continue to love doing it. And if I'm not doing it on a professional level, I'm not going to do it in public. I'm not going to be sharing clips on social media or whatever, but and maybe kind of wither away in silence, but I will continue to skate. I just know it. I know that if I can stay on my own 2 feet, I continue to skate. And I'm sure there's some level of that just where you can shoot a hoop. What's the most fun thing you can do with basketball at this point?
Just going out and train. I love to train still. I love to go out and just like feel the basketball, get on the court, you know, watch the ball float in the air, go through the net, you know, hear the ball bounce, hear the shoes screech on the floor. Like it's still like it still feels like the first time I picked up a ball. It still feels like the first time I stepped inside a middle school gym and then a high school gym as a freshman. I still have those rookie feelings when I first was drafted into pro. Like, you know, I wake up early in the morning. I pack my bag. I, you know, get the things, all my essentials that I need for that workout. And then when I hit the court, it's like, wow, this still is a beautiful feeling. You know, it's still a beautiful feeling.
That's exactly how I feel.
A big part of skate culture is like films.
You
know, and knowing that, you know, you're in filmmaking, have made films. Can you talk about like the content of skaters and how it's helped, you know, the sport in general?
So in my day, the only way you can make a name for yourself was to compete. There was no social media. No one was good just on reputation. You had to go perform. So I got in that mode, definitely, and kind of got burned out on it, to be honest. But as skating evolved, as society kept moving in this direction, then skate videos became a huge thing. And then you started getting judged on, okay, what kind of video content do you have? And then as we go into social media, you can do it immediately. And it's leveled the landscape because now anyone can be a solid skater and recognized for their skills from anywhere.
And that sounds like opportunity. You know, now it's a lot of opportunity out there. What would you say, like, what was your breakthrough opportunity for you as far as, you know, you skating?
I got on what was considered the most elite team when I was 13. And I was like the skinny, scrawny rookie kid that was not well liked. Because my style just wasn't smooth. It wasn't flowy. And all I really cared about was tricks. So they kind of called me a robot. I mean, you know, the kind of stuff that they were saying about me was not complimentary. And I was used to it at that point. It was just kind of like, yeah, well, this is all I got. I am skinny. This is who I am, right? And my tricks are my outlet. And then Stacy Peralta, I think he just recognized some sort of drive in me where he's like, I think that kid's got something that he won't ever give up. And he was right. I was like, I would not give up on tricks, even if it meant like breaking myself. And so he put me on his team, which was already considered the best team. And it was like, this kid, are you kidding me? And because I got on that team, it inspired me to prove myself worthy of it. You know, it's not the best course of action, but it was more like, I'm on the Bones Brigade. Like, I better step it up. I better make it worth his while.
No, for sure. You know, and a lot of people, you know, they see our stories, they see what we've done from the beginning, whatever the case may be. But, you know, they see all the glitz and glamour, you know, and they say, okay, well, I skate, I want to get to Tony Hawk's level. You know, I play ball, I want to get to LeBron James level. But like, one thing they don't see is like the sacrifice, you know, in adverse moments or the pitfalls and things of that nature. Like, what are some, you know, adverse moments that you had in your career or you know, roadblocks where you questioned yourself sometimes? And as great as you are, you all have that self-doubt sometimes. And like,
too many. In the early days, injuries, for sure, because the first time you get really hurt, question everything. Could I ever get back to that level? Is it worth it? And my answer was always yes. I was not going to give up. And I think that what people don't see is just the down and dirty hard work you put into it. Like, you just put your head down and you obsess on learning a skill or a technique, and it could be weeks, it could be literally years.
Yeah.
Like I've worked on tricks for years to make one. And to me, it was worth it.
Yeah.
Not everyone wants to go through that, that mundane process or that repetition. But I was down because I just felt like the end goal was totally worth it.
Yeah.
So skating wasn't popular when I started. When I first turned pro, I was competing for $100 first place prize money, right? By the end of my first year of being pro, I had $400 to buy a Honda Express scooter so that I could get to the skate park on my own.
Right.
So there was no glam.
So it had to be for the love.
Right, and then I went through a phase of success in my 20s where I was making good money, and all of a sudden that dropped off.
Right.
And I was like, what do I do? I've defined myself with this sport and this activity, this culture, and there's no outlet. There are no jobs, and I just kind of hustled and did whatever I could to make ends meet. And finally, it kind of came back around, but I was never going to quit it. I think that's what it is. It's just like, you can't have the goal be fame or fortune.
Right.
Because if you get a taste of that, you lose your motivation.
Yeah.
The goal has to be just to keep getting better at it.
Right.
I think.
Absolutely. It's a new generation now of skaters.
Yeah.
And the way that you were coming up in the 80s and into the mid 90s, obviously is totally different from what it is now in the 2020s. Is it something that you see with the new generation that's pretty cool?
The opportunity.
Yeah.
And the facilities. I think that's what's cool.
Yeah.
But I don't envy the amount of competition there is.
Right.
Because you have to be spectacular to stand out. And you have to keep stepping it up. You're only as good as your last clip that maybe someone else just one-upped you, did something bigger. So you got to keep putting it out there. And that is almost untenable.
Right.
And it's reserved for an elite few. If you want to make a living skating, you got to find a hook.
Right.
But what do you see? Like, what do you see as exciting for the new generation of basketball players?
I think you just said it. I think you said it in the sense of just like how creative, the creativity, now compared to, when I first came in 2 decades plus ago, it was a slower paced game. It was some athletic guys on the floor, but not for the majority. Now there's, 6 or 7, 8 guys out of 10 that's on the floor, can run fast, jump high, move laterally, move, backwards, forwards, all,
they have
guys
the whole skill set.
Have the whole skill set. When I first came in, there were a select few that could do that.
Yeah.
And you could stand out if you were, that guy, and you could still stand out a little bit today, but I'm just saying there are more of those guys.
The same in skateboarding.
Yeah, it's more of those guys.
It used to be you were defined more by your discipline or your style of skating. Right. So I skated half pipe, I skated vert, right? Most people like to skate street. Now it's just everything.
Yeah. Was there one like competition that stood out for you that you was like, wow, that was gratifying. That was the one right there that I dreamed about, wanted, and then went and got it.
Well, I think the one that sort of shut down the haters of my day was there was an event at this park called Upland Pipeline in Upland, California. And it was notoriously the scariest, most dangerous pool. It was one square pool, one round pool, kind of connected. And only the gnarliest skaters could ride it or chose to ride it. And I knew that if I did well at that event, that would be kind of my breakout point, because I could do well on my home park. Obviously, I could do well in smaller things and whatever. So I made it my mission to drive up there every weekend and skate. A couple times, slept in my car. I was 16, 17. And I just figured out how to ride that thing. And then when the time came, I did everything I'd come to do, and I won the event. That's kind of when, I used to get pictures in the magazine, Thrasher, and they would talk shit about me in the caption. Like, I couldn't win, right? And then finally it was like, yeah, he kind of did everything. I guess we need to check the Indeed Skills Challenge.
Oh man, what's in there?
In this challenge, we're putting all of the skills you both learned as athletes, brand builders and dads, to the test.
Love that, heard that.
Work together to create a new brand and marketing campaign.
Okay.
You ready for that?
Okay. Okay, we both built brands.
Yeah.
But now we have to figure out how can we build brands that connect us to the masses.
I feel like there's a lot of synergy. Well, we're both dads.
For sure.
Right.
Yep, love that, love that.
What about airtime? Like you get airtime.
Yeah, you get airtime as well. You longevity.
Yes.
Yeah, longevity.
Absolutely.
We're both cool, man. I mean,
I'd like to think so. I think you're cool.
I think you're cool.
Okay, well, that's enough.
Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah.
I think we got what it takes to build this brand and for people to rock with us.
We got to name it.
I came up with some names. I don't know. Just kind of running past you. Father Hang Time.
Father Hang Time. That sounds more like like an extreme church.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're not gonna come across that out. Greatest Fuel 900.
That sounds like a gasoline. Kings of the Air.
How about Tony James?
That sounds like a law firm.
It does. It does. What about King Hawk Fuel 900?
Yeah, that's got a ring.
King Hawk.
And I'm
Fuel.
sure that name isn't taken.
It can't be.
It can't be.
Action.
Hi, I'm Tony Hawk.
Oh, what? Should I start that again? Sorry, I can't read that. Oh, wait, I'm doing that? Oh, sorry.
King Hawk Fuel 900. Hi, I'm LeBron James.
And I'm Tony Hawk.
And together, we got a combined in-air time of 123,956 minutes.
Give or take, but that's besides the point. That's not why we're here.
We're here to give you the keys to our success.
We're athletes, businessmen, but most importantly, fathers.
Well, you're a grandfather.
Yeah, okay, but in this case, we're just doing the dad thing, okay?
All right.
You might ask yourself, how do we manage it all?
From boardrooms to basketball courts, it can be a lot, which is why we developed King Hawk Fuel 900. Boom, 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 boom.
We're gonna get a new label, I promise.
Yeah.
But with this, you won't just be any kind of dad, you'll be able to do it all.
No question, you'll juggle each piece of your life with grace.
And with style.
With ease. I'm talking punchlines with perfect delivery.
No more dad jokes. Your jokes will hit harder than falling from 20 feet in the air on a vert ramp, which I know how it is.
Oof, your kids hiding from you in public? No. That's a thing of the past.
Now they're asking to hang out with me.
King Hawk Fuel 900 doesn't just make you cool. No, it makes you the coolest dad on the block.
Yep. So if you want to go from dad, stop, to dad, you're the man. Try King Hawk Fuel 900 today.
Oh. King Hawk Fuel 900 is not a real product. It doesn't exist. This is purely for promotional and entertainment purposes. Don't look for it. You won't find it, even if you try hard. Thank you for watching.
Let's give it up for Tony Hawk. Shout out to our guests for sharing their skills and the process that built their success. And thank you to our partners at Indeed, because they know, like I do, everyone's greatness deserves to be seen. Yo, thank you all for watching. We'll catch you next time on The Main Thing.